Show it gets you ready for the week of football that lies ahead is back. Season 3, episode 3 of All Things Football. It's the third birthday episode. Season 3, episode 3 of season 4, I beg your pardon, of episode 3. The third birthday episode of All Things Football. Good afternoon, welcome to it. This is All Things Football. My name is Apiwe Roto. The bread and butter, which is football, has returned. Starting with the Premier League returning, we also saw the UEFA Super Cup to determine the undisputed kings of Europe, where Real Madrid emerged victorious over at Europa League winners Atalanta. Of course, good day at the office for debutants and Kylian Mbappe, who got his first continental crown with his new club, and of course, Joshua Zirkzee, who got 3 points for his new employers in Manchester United. Of course, if you like the show, please remember the show is available on YouTube on the Amava Roto network. That's AMAVAROTO network. That's AMAVAROTO network. Hit the subscribe button, comment to the bottom section, and of course, ring the notification bell for ring the notification bell if you want to for the notifications of when the show premieres every Saturday at lunch hour. News making headlines in the world of football. We start with Kaiser Chiefs PSL news. Kaiser Chiefs a legal professional has given a clear understanding regarding the sale of Asanele Vele, Cape Town Spurs winger, and Asanele Vele Bai, which many has have deemed as underhanded tactics, with Kaiser Chiefs said to have approached the family. We're not too sure what happened. However, this is what the legal guru had to say in the incident. The 21-year-old has been on the radar of Kaiser Chiefs, with the Nigeria-based side expressing interest in the 21 year in the services of the 21-year-old. In the Now, Cape Town Spurs CEO Alexi F. Stayo called Kaiser Chiefs out for making direct contact with the player, as his contract with the Mother City based outfit still has 3 more years to run. Cape Town Spurs were recently relegated, and the Kaiser Chiefs were looking to make another signing after managing to get the signature of Rashun Dudley. Now, according to the Cape Town CEO, he stated that these tactics and tricks clubs and agents use don't work with Cape Town Spurs. They are the oldest strategy in the book. If you want to keep by the rules, you don't contact the player directly. That's the first thing. So a club like Chiefs should not be contacting any players directly, he lamented. This followed news that the Soweto Giants had their offer for the 21-year-old services rejected. Also came in that the boys' parents requested a meeting with the Urban Warriors management in an effort to force matters. But contractual obligations are worth way more than piece of paper they are written on. And besides, FA post scorn on the practice of clubs tapping players up. If it is for this reason, Kaiser Chiefs could find themselves in trouble with the rule of the law. Remember, Kaiser Chiefs and the 2020-21 season had undergone two transfer ban, which prohibited them from signing players. TS Galaxy also underwent the ban. In another team currently undergoing the situation, Royal AM. We sought a legal opinion on the matter with football agent attorney Paul Katlane of Nkontla Attorneys Inc. happy to approve insight. Now the attorney come agent went to state FIFA has introduced what is called protected period in football. Any player who enters into a football contract with a football club prior to his 28th birthday shall not terminate their contract without a cause for a period of 3 seasons following the entry into force of that contract. He revealed in Kotla. Uh, Mpong Kotla revealed. He goes on to say the rationale behind this seeks to promote the contractual stability, what is called Pacta sunt servanda, agreements that must be kept, contracts that must be honored. The protection period can be raised by both the professional and the football club during termination of either party without just cause. This falls within the definition of inducement, a conduct which is prohibited by FIFA. A player may be induced by the interest of entity to terminate their contract under the protected period, which could be deemed as termination without just cause before the football tribunal without the tribunal of the court without football tribunal or the court arbitration of sport, or CAS for short. Or the only reason clubs resort to these tactics is to avoid paying a transfer fee to their releasing entity. They would promise players a staggering signing bonus and lofty wages provided they hand in a transfer request. He goes on. He says, in the Velibali case, two issues are crucial here. It is age and length of contract. He's 22 years old, which means his contract is protected. Should he elect to terminate, then Spurs would be entitled to compensation. So the punishment for clubs disobeying the rules, which by the way they are well away off. FIFA RSTP, which stands for Regulations on the Status and Transfer of Players, prove that a club that has induced a player into terminating their contract shall be banned from registering any player locally or internationally for 2 consecutive windows. Now, Car Chiefs have been on the receiving end of this. It's not easy to adjudicate these types of causes these It is not easy to adjudicate these types of causes cases, I beg your pardon. However, the CAS court arbitration of sport has underlined 4 criteria when inducement is put to the test. The one being the financial situation of the new club. Kaiser Chiefs is an elite club where an offer was made. Indeed, there was an approach to the club, the financial value of this club, but the fourth one being the sporting level of the new club. The legal guru adds, in the event that Spurs were to approach the PSR dispute resolution chamber alleging inducement, it would be a cumbersome excuse as the uh, jurisprudence and that it in the regard is not crystal clear. However, in the case Kaiser Chiefs is presumed to know the length of the contract owing to its earlier inquiries made directly to the club. With that knowledge, they proceeded to speak to the professional, hoping that he would hand in a transfer request and join them without a transfer fee paid to the released entity. It is Cape prudent of Cape Town Spurs to boldly warn Kaiser Chiefs that their actions are in contravention with FIFA's Article 17. This is a national association transfer which does not trigger the FIFA and RSTP. The jurisdiction hereof falls within the PSR DRC, which is the dispute resolution chamber. It is my view that when the end using club has a financial muscle, the aggrieved party gets discouraged from litigating and losing their asset for next to nothing. PSL improve PFCL requires impartial and strong judicial bodies which are to protect the interests of all stakeholders before we approach CAS, concludes the Tswana-based intermediary. Close quotes. On to our other news. Former Cape Town City, Amazulu FC, Orlando Pirates, Stellenbosch, Chippa United, and Stellenbosch FC fullback Mark van Heerden has hanged up his boots, recently announcing his retirement on X. at the age of 36. Now the 36-year-old fullback has been a profession took got his professional made his professional debut some 20 years ago. In a statement that was made, in a statement that was made. He retired from professional football, spent after spending the last two seasons where he played his football under coach Eric Tinkler, citing that this is the end of his chapter for him. This is what in a statement he wrote to X Online, formerly known on Twitter. We're gonna get this confirm the story in a moment. He enjoyed a lengthy period with. We're gonna get the story in a moment regarding Mark van Heerden. On to our other news while we look for that one. Stellenbosch SAPS. Stellenbosch South African Police Services have confirmed a case of assault against Stellenbosch, former Stellenbosch forward, and Ikram Reyners, who was charged with assault. Uh, let's get if we can just get the story. The, it has been alleged that yes, it has been alleged the assault happened at the Winelands area at a nightclub on the weekend, according to the community activist. As per the police statement, the football player allegedly hit him with a whiskey glass on the face at a local bar, which left him bleeding and had to be taken to the hospital for treatment. Now, the alleged incident happened in the early hours of Sunday morning, according to police, and it is understood that the complaint was at a local bar with friends. The player in question, as Ecorenas, as stated, however, this will not affect his movement to Sundowns. If you must all, if you remember, there were news in from journalist Mazola Molefe regarding Ekran Brenas and him moving to recently being signed by Mamelodi Sundowns. The player in question, yes, it is Akram Reyners. The police confirmed that a case of assault with intent of grievous bodily harm has opened for further investigation. In a statement made, it is said that be advised that Stellenbosch SAPS South African Police Service has opened an assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm case for further investigation following an incident on 11 August at about 20 to 12:40 in the morning at Adringer Street, Stellenbosch. Southern Cape Police spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Malcolm Poggi confirmed to the Sea Crew. It is alleged that the complainant was walking to the toilets when he met the soccer player from a local former football club and spoke to him about rumors that he might be joining another club soon. It is further alleged that he later, when the complainant returned to the toilet, the soccer player hit him in the face with a whiskey glass, reads the statement. The complainant sustained injuries to his face, for which he had to receive treatment at a medical facility. No arrests have been made yet. Investigation is still ongoing. When contacted for the to comment, Stellenbosch stated that they are aware of an alleged incident involving one of their players and are investigating the matter. In a statement, Stellenbosch said did make a comment saying that Stellenbosch Football Club have been in the Stellenbosch on their website stating that Stellenbosch has become aware of an alleged incident, uh, beca- of an alleged incident involving one of our players over the weekend. While this incident did not take place within the confines of the club's operation, we are treating the allegations with the utmost seriousness and an internal investigation, and is currently underway to ensure that all relevant facts are thoroughly examined. As this is an ongoing matter, we will not be providing further comments at this time. Thank you for your understanding, said the club in a statement. On to our other story making headlines, the world of soccer in the last week. Let's try and find the Mark van Heerden statement, who's recently hanged these boots. Orlando Mark van Heerden is a world-traveled player, having played for Cape Town Amazulu FC. He was also making appearances for Bafana Bafana in the process. The statement: the 36-year-old has spent last 2 years with Cape Town City and decided to hang his boots. In a statement saying on X, "I officially retire from the game that has given me everything. In the last 20 years, I came into this game as a boy and leave as a man. 20 years on, I started my coaching journey. Thank you to my angel mom, my pops, my sister, my brother, and family who were there through it all. My kids for keeping me young, my wife and best friend, my mentor and agent, and Mike McCabe for all you did for me." Mike McCabe is no stranger to football. He was a former Orlando Pirates coach in the 90s, leading Orlando Pirates to the NSL League in 1994, before turning agent in the late 90s. Now, the amazing players I had the privilege of playing with and against, of competing with and against, to the coaches who gave their time to make this dream a reality, or the backroom staff that worked selflessly worked selflessly off season, moments of glory, times of pain. The beautiful game made me who I am. Words won't be enough to thank, won't, but words will not be enough. The beautiful game made me who I am. Words won't be enough, but from the depth of my heart, thank you to everyone who's been there. Thank you to the fans who cheered, all the clubs that I played for, representing my country. Live giving my all. This is the end of the chapter and the beautiful beginning of a new. Thank you to the beautiful game. He mentioned. On to our other news, Manchester United, Premier League champions. There's been stories regarding Premier League champions in Manchester City and how they could be in trouble for breaching certain rules within football. If you can just get the story. It's almost time for kickoff, by the way, with returnees Ipswich Town taking on Liverpool at Portman Road. We're going to keep tabs on that game. Now, if you remember clearly, the last team that Ipswich Town played in the Premier League was Liverpool, which to whom they lost by 5 goals to nil before being relegated in the 2001-2002 season. On to the Manchester United news. As the Premier League giants reportedly facing the threat of relegation, with a timeline having now been given for the hearing of the side's 115 charges for breaching the English Premier League rules. Now, the hearing is set to begin as soon as next month. It is also claimed that the outcome of the proceedings could be known by early next year. This comes after an independent commission was said to commission is expected to begin in November, but it's now believed that there are no further delays in proceeding. There are no, it is further believed that there are no further legal delays. Proceedings are due to begin in September. The hearing is scheduled to go on for 10 weeks, and after this period, members are expected to give their verdict at the beginning of 25. It is understood that the hearing relating to the 115 charges currently against the reigning champions of England initially could not go ahead due to the outcome of the club's separate legal case brought against the Premier League's associated party transaction rules is yet unknown. However, the outcome of those proceedings will reportedly be revealed in the next 2 weeks, which is said to have accelerated the date to the hearing for the 115 charges. It is said that the charges against the citizen are proven and the club could face the possibility of relegation. And the club were first charged in February last year after a 4-year investigation had been conducted with the alleged breaches thought to have taken place. I beg your pardon. over taking place over 9 separate seasons. During the 2023-2024 season, Everton and Nottingham Forest faced the league's wrath as both sides were docked points for not complying with English Premier League rules and sustainability regulations. Onto our other news. Mamelodi Sundowns coach Mangoba Mngeti has spoken up regarding the criticism by fans regarding the decision to give midfielder Temba Zwane a 1 year contract, citing that now the team has decided. Now the decision has been criticized by many who cited that the man who's given the club his all has been on the receiving end of what many deem as unfair. If we can just get the story here, what they did to Temazwane is unfair. Now, the head coach has responded to the criticism over the size, the team giving the 31 the 30, the man in the 34-year-old he only a year extension, telling after a press conference in the quarterfinal match post conference, that supporters are criticizing the Sundowns decision to give Zwane only a 1 year extension. Said he felt it's the right thing to do and that everyone is entitled to their opinion. Now, the 53-year-old gave Mshishi a 1 year deal to keep him on his toes, according to him. And it is said that it is and it does not necessarily mean that the decorated star will leave after his contract expired. Now, now in an interview with Kickoff magazine, Kickoff spoke to an agent familiar with this kind of situation to get a perspective of Coach Mangoba's comments and suggestions regarding the 1 year deal. Saying it is the right thing to do, saying that in a quote, you see, when it comes to a player of Mangoba's profile, his value is much more than that of his counterparts who are also on in their 30s. I think as much as he says it's the right thing to do to keep him on his toes, on the other side, he's killing him, the experienced agent revealed on condition of anonymity. Because for a player of Zwane's profile, not even about the age, it's about the value he brings to the team, the leadership, the quality he brings, and the impact he has, as well as the loyalty he has given to Sundowns. Now, Temazwane has been at Sundowns since 2015, despite going on loan to 2014, despite going on loan to Mpumalanga Black Aces sometime. If you check Zwane's contribution, they should that he goes on to say they should have at least rewarded his loyalty, if anything, but because there are a lot of elements beside the fact that performance wise he's on the other side of 30, he intermediary added. If you check Zwane's contribution to the national team, it's immense. He's one of the key players, and then you give him 1 year, you are not appreciating him, his contribution and value. They might think it's the right thing to do, but for him individually, it raises question marks on how does Sundowns value him. It also shows that the coach is doubtful about the contribution Zwane would bring. For someone of Zwane's caliber, what they did is unfair, and even if you're earmarking him for the role in the club structure, you need to keep him motivated, at least with a 2 year contract with an option to renew for 1 year. For a player of such a high profile, I don't think it's the right thing to do, only to only to renew by 1 year. Now, this Coach Mangoba said it. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. We You are allowed to feel the way you feel. They felt they did what they thought was right for the club. On to our other news. Maritzburg United chairman Farouk Kabodia has gone into detail on why the club has decided to leave. On why the club has decided to leave Maritzburg, citing the lack of decided to relocate to let's just get the story. they've made an announcement on the there's a story. Maritzburg United boss Farouk Abodia has opened up regarding the decision to move from to leave Peter Maritzburg with immediate effect ahead of the new 2024-2025 Motsepe Foundation Championship, revealing that they've been struggling to get support from the municipality over the last year and are now relocating to Durban. However, they have not determined where they're going to play which stadium they are going to use. It is in a statement. It reads, "It is with a heavy from made by the chairman. It says it is with heavy heart that we inform you of a significant change for Maritzburg United Football Club." The club announced in a statement, after exhaustive efforts and much deliberation, we have made the difficult decision to relocate the club to a new city, effective from the start of the 2024-25 season. This decision has been prompted by the lack of support of our municipality, despite our numerous efforts to attempts to engage in dialogue and find a solution regarding the use of a stadium for official league matches over the last 12 months. And we have been unable to secure the necessary support to sustain the club in Peter Maritzburg and challenge for promotion back to the Premier Soccer League. As you say goodbye, we'd like to express our deepest gratitude to our sponsors, partners, the most importantly the Blue Army, incredible supporters. One thing that's going to be missed the most is those Friday night lights where uh, fans would flock to the stadium to watch for Maritzburg United in action. Your unwavering support and passion have been the lifeblood of Maritzburg United. You stood by us through our victories and losses, through the good times and challenging periods. Your loyalty has been an integral part of our identity and success, and we will cherish those memories, and and more achievements are shared together. The local community was always at the heart of everything we did at the team of choice, from an array of outreach programs and collaborations. Many relationships were forged, and would like to think that we help unite the city of Pietermaritzburg across all walks of life during our 21 years. Would also like to believe that the club will provide an opportunity will the club provided hope and opportunity for the youth and region, as holistic development of local talent was always a cornerstone of our club. And indeed, there have been many clubs and individuals, both coaches and players, who have made the most of competitive the most of the supportive, I beg your pardon, and nurturing environment at Maritzburg United. In news that came in, Maritzburg United will no longer be or have might go for a name change, as they are said to move to Durban. Uh, as they are said to move to Durban, they are going to move. They are said to move to Durban and are likely to undergo a new change, with the name likely to be Durban City. On to our other news. Durban City being one of the teams. Now, the name Durban City might ring a bell if you are an old fan of football. The site has Now let's go further. Durban City was a popular name of the club in the 90s and 80s during the NSL era. They might look back to bring back those days. We saw that with we saw that back then with Mpumalanga Black Aces, who are known as Red Bank Aces back in the day, but however they are now known as Cape Town City after the club was sold to to the new owner in Cape Town. On to our other news, we are looking to go further into the Maritzburg United story, citing Okay, we seem to have lost the story. Let's move on to another one while we find that, while we look for the Marisburg United story and the name change. Another club making moves is making changes to the technical department, as PSL Sekukune United have announced the changes to their technical team and yes, it teams, and it has been confirmed that they will have a new technical team led by coach Litlogonelo Siema, as reported as it was reported last week. Uh, then now the news came in recently during the week that the former coach was spotted at Babina Noko as part of the club's preparation for the new Betway Premiership. The club has now confirmed that Coach CMA will be reinstated as the head coach and will be assisted by Gaetano Dembo. The club's changes come after the sudden resignation of newly appointed German coach, and Peter Hiabala following recent developments that led to him resigning. In confirming the latest developments, the Sekwina United issued the following statement: in preparation for the new and exciting Betway 2024-25 Betway Premiership season, and to meet the demands of another Confederation Cup campaign, Sekukune United have made some changes to the technical team. Confirmed the club in a statement. We are therefore delighted to welcome back to the fold head coach Litlohonelo Siema, who will be joined on the bench by another familiar face, who is also no stranger to the side, Caetano Tembo. The latter fills the senior coach position vacated by Donald Makubedi, who will take up the role of Babina Nogo's sporting director, confirmed the club. Completing the technical team lineup are assistant coaches Carlos Masehe and Nascent Nkwashu, who retains his position as goalkeeper coach, concludes the club statement. Meanwhile, in other news, another club making changes to their side are Amazulu FC, who have named Vosumos Vilagazi as their DDC head coach. Now, Coach Vosumos Vilagazi, or better known, or Kanu as is affectionately known, recently parted ways with Richards Bay after his initially meant to lead the side to the new season, having saved them from relegation. In a statement made by Amazulu recently, the statement read, "We are pleased to announce Amazulu the appointment of Fosmuzi Vilagazi as our new Deski team head coach for the 2024-25 season. Ganu, as he is affectionately known, joins us with a wealth of experience, having previously excelled at both the DDC level and Premiership level. We are confident that his expertise and vision will greatly benefit will 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 greatly benefit our team, and we extend our best wishes to Vosumosi as he embarks on this new journey with us," said Amazulu in the official statement confirming the appointment. On to our other news, the penultimate story regarding the PSL. Now, the PSL have made provision for or have put up a strategy rather for the four teams. We have four now. If you must remember that we have four teams this year taking part in CAF in continental competition, with the African Football League, which was won by Mamelodi Sundowns in the last season, uh, the inaugural tournament. The prospects of having four clubs in the group stages of the two CAF interclub competitions could have ripple effects in the statement that was made. To make matters worse, there's another problem that could be there is the African Football League, which is now said to have more teams. Remember, Mamelodi Sundowns will also take part in the FIFA Club World Cup, which is set to take place next year in the United States of America. The first to have 32 teams. From 8 teams, we will now have 32. Last season, the inaugural edition of the AFL created challenges for the domestic program, with Mamelodi Sundowns having to play their games on all days of the week from Monday to Sunday to complete their matches. For the PSL, the PSL have now done all the planning, incorporating the possibility of having all four teams in the group stages. The challenge now of the group stages, both the CAF Champions League and Confed Cup, is that it is unknown who the clubs will be drawn against and if they get to that stage, which creates complications. What creates complications are matters relating to travels. Now there've been complaints about the traveling and the cost of traveling and the treatment that South African teams get from most of these countries, dating back to 1995 with Orlando Pirates, especially to North Africa, which normally comes with connecting flights in the Middle East or Europe. When you travel to Morocco, you go past Spain. Cape Verde, you go via Portugal. This then means that after playing an away game on a Sunday night in Nigeria or Libya, arrive back in Sunday or in South Africa can be Wednesday morning on some occasion, which limits the chances of midweek fixture. Our players will come fatigued, and we saw this with Mamelodi Sundowns, who eventually lost their last game as the signs of effect of fatigue were showing. Last year, Sundowns had trips to Mauritania and Egypt in the group stages, before playing in Tunisia in the semi-finals, where they lost to Esperance. Supersport headed rough after being grouped with teams from Egypt, Algeria, and Libya. So far, Orlando Pirates, Kukune United, Stellenbosch have their opening day Betway fixtures moved to midweek due to CAF commitments. Also, the MTN 8 semi-finals, which was supposed to take place next week on the 25th and the 24th and the 25th, have also been moved due to Orlando Pirates' CAF commitments, having to play their return leg of the CAF Champions League fixture next week, which is the 23rd of August on Friday. Pirates and Stellenbosch has to start the first round, which will be played over the next 2 weekends, with Sundowns and Sekhukhune joining in September. This means SuperSport United's Sundowns' league opener and SuperSport United will only be played in midweek, just like Sekukhune's and against neighbors Magesi. The Brazilians have already made their league fixtures for September 20 move to January due to their second leg CAF commitments, which could also be for the Bucks and Stellies if they proceed to the second round. Should all clubs go through the group stages? We saw Marima Gallants make it all the way to the semi-final of the Confed Cup. Should all the clubs go through the group stages, the league stands at has made contingency plans for all six CAF match days, though the further changes to the dates could be made depending on each club's away trips at that stage. The PSL is also playing for the knockout stages of the club competitions all the way to the final. Sundowns, Pirates, and Orlando and Stellies are still in the MTN's 8 semi-finals. Final is on the 5th of October, while all the 16 PSL clubs will play the calling knockout, which is due to start on the 19th of October and conclude on the 30th of November. Now, look out for the look out for the edition. Look out for the fixtures. The PSL the season calendar, which I will give. Which you look out for the season which will come out next week on All Things Football at lunch hour. Currently underway. Ipswich Town and Liverpool are currently underway. The game recently kicked off at 1:30 South African time at Poorman Road in Ipswich. Currently goalless. The months of September, October, and November all have FIFA calendar breaks, with the curling knockout final set for November 30th. After all is done locally on the continent, Sundowns will have to cross the Atlantic trip for the USA for the FIFA Club World Cup, which is set to start from 15 June and conclude on 15 July. Others on to our last story. Stellenbosch as United PSL side Stellies are said to play their last two games. Are said to play their last game in their next two fixtures at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. Play their home fixtures in Moses Mabhida Stadium due to the rehabilitation of the playing surfaces at the Danny Craven Stadium, the Athlone Stadium, and of course the unavailability of the DHL Stadium, which has been ruled out for rugby matches for the Western Province who are taking part in the Currie Cup. Now there were complaints regarding the Danny Craven Stadium following the TS Galaxy game. We saw what now we know very well in South Africa. The rain has not been very kind. We also saw floods taking place in the Western Cape. Now this has played an effect on the stadiums in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, with the Danny Craven now deemed unplayable alongside Athlone Stadium and the DHL Cape Town Stadium. With the statement, Stellenbosch went to say, "We apologize to supporters for the inconvenience caused by the venue changes and stress that all is being done and that all is being done to ensure that football returns to the Western Cape in time for the start of the 2024-2025 football season." Stellenbosch FC, by the way, will play their game, their first, their home game against Mamelodi Sundowns at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, and their first Betway Premiership fixture at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. On to our results. We saw the second part of the quarterfinal, the second two quarterfinals of the MTN 8. Sekhukhune United falling short to that penalty spot kick by Don Gonzalez after missing one in the first half. Mamelodi Sundowns going through with Matuluti hitting the point to accidentally tapping the point to his own net. The draw was concluded and after the game, which was with Pirates and Sundowns avoiding each other. Mamelodi Sundowns will play Stellenbosch on with Cape Town City taking on Orlando Pirates. Both games are set to take place midweek. First leg fixtures, which makes it the first time that we have first leg semi-finals of the MTN 8. The last time we had semi-finals play midweek was 2021 during the COVID era, with Sundowns and Golden Arrows involved during that time. Cape Town City was also involved at that during that time. The games are set to kick off on the 22nd. They're set to take place on the 27th and the 28th of August, with the second leg fixtures on the 30th and the of August and the 1st of September. The FA Community Shield, Garnacho's goal was cancelled by substitute Bernardo Silva, with Manchester City needing penalties, winning by 7-6 on penalties after Johnny Evans missed his penalty for Manchester United, with the penalties going to sudden death. Another game that took place was the UEFA Super Cup. Federico Valverde getting on the score sheet alongside debutant in Kylian Mbappe. Another good one, another good day at the office for another debutant. We saw last night the news kickoff with the kickoff of the English Premier League. Joshua Zirkzee was recently the Netherlands international, who was signed from Ajax Amsterdam, getting on the score sheet in the 88th minute. Here's what you can expect today in terms of the fixtures. Ipswich Town take on Liverpool, the game which is currently underway at Portman Road. With This is the same team that drove Ipswich Liverpool. Now this will be a grudge match, with Liverpool having lost Ipswich Town beating them by 5 goals to 0, leading them to relegation. Arsenal will welcome Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Emirates. Newcastle welcomes Southampton at the St James's Park, while Brighton travel to Goodison Park. Nottingham Forest welcome Bournemouth and conclude the last game of the day with West Ham taking on Aston Villa. A doubleheader tomorrow on a Super Sunday. Brentford will welcome Crystal Palace in a London derby, while the blockbuster main event, Chelsea will welcome Manchester City. Monday Night Football returns with Leicester City taking down Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the last time these two teams, we remember very well, the last exciting time these two teams met, they were in contention for the Premier League, and that was in 2016 after Leicester City returned from relegation and went on to win the Premier League. That's all I have time for all things football. Remember to like the show, comment in the bottom section, tell me what you think of the show. You're welcome to critique. You're welcome to tell me what you think of the show. Give us your constructive opinions. You're welcome to tell me what I need to work on. Uh, Hit the subscribe button on the Apiwe Roto network. Remember to ring the bell for notifications on new episodes that premiere every Saturday at lunch hour prior to kickoff. And that's all we have time for. My name is Apiwe Roto. This has been All Things Football. Enjoy the show and enjoy the football. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheers.